Do you like making assumptions and predictions off of things with little to no evidence? Well, join me today as we do just that. Hey everybody, and welcome to Honeybee Entertainment. I'm your host, B, and today we're going to be taking a little bit of a look at the newest DPS that's going to be coming to Overwatch. So far, all that we've gotten is a little picture that they have dropped of her, and other than that, we don't really have too much information, so we're going to be going completely off of this one picture that we got of the hero, and that is what I have on the screen right now. She's going to be this new DPS here in the bottom right corner. A few things to note is on this picture, they've been slowly filling in all of these blacked out heroes. So far, we have the 5 heroes that were released in Season 1 of Overwatch. That being Jetpack Cat, Anran, Emery, Mizuki, and Domina. And now we have our mystery DPS that we do not yet have a name for, but we know that we're going to be getting a hero release trailer on April 8th, which this is, I'm currently recording this on the 6th. That is a Monday, and so the video reveal should be out on Wednesday. So with that said, I'm kind of just getting this video out as a quick little place that we might be able to have a discussion, as well as if I'm right, it would just be cool to have this, out with timestamps and everything so that I can say I was right. That always feels good. But I do actually want us to look at this picture. It's just a little bit of a zoomed in photo from that main pic, and we should be able to just kind of focus in on a few things more specifically. So this is the picture that we were given. I'm quickly going to put on screen my original take that I posted in my friend and I's Discord channel. So this is just something, I released this on the 31st of March, okay? I think this new DPS will have a scoped weapon of some kind. A similar range to Ashe, maybe a bit more, probably with a longer shot interval, like Widow, but a bit shorter. I think her hair will be an integral part of her kit, acting similarly to Widow Grapple, but with multiple charges. There will also be a drone ability that allows her to scout around corners or over roofs. The hair may have a secondary cooldown attached to it, maybe on the same resource as the grapple, or maybe it'll just be one ability that can be used multi-directionally. My theory is that the hero's niche will be jump shots, high skill, high reward plays that require you to be in the air to gain a certain benefit from your weapon. Sorta like a hit scan Freya, the playstyle will be just far more tailored towards range and range positioning, where Freya can succeed at short to far mid ranges. So let's quickly go in and just dissect this picture that we were given, why I'm saying the things I'm saying, and maybe a couple of other ideas I've had. I have tried to stay off of forums and whatnot, just so that my ideas genuinely are my own, though I have seen a few things and I'll bring those up. So to start, we clearly have this bird drone type ability that I think I already mentioned it, but all of these heroes in this main screen are as they've been released. This isn't concept art. This is the release hero that we're going to be getting. So with that in mind, we know that everything we're seeing is going to be part of the kit. So this drone bird is definitely going to be probably one of your cooldowns. The question is how exactly it's going to work. The next big thing I see is, of course, her weapon, which is extremely long. I mean, that's got to be, 4 to 5 feet long, probably, because she's kind of holding it at an angle from her waist all the way down. I don't know, maybe it's a little shorter than I think, but it is a huge gun. I noticed that there is this kind of cylinder underneath, which makes me think large projectile, like if we're talking like real weapon, probably some kind of like heavy ballistic weapon, like a railgun, not like a Sojourn railgun, which is like not really a railgun, like an actual real-life railgun that shoots a large projectile at extreme speed. There obviously is this kind of fork at the very end, which is a bit of a weird barrel design, but potentially, this bit charges something somehow. Now, one of the things I did see people kind of saying was like, oh, it's probably like some kind of a Tesla cannon, which may be true. Like, there may be a kind of electrical animation to it, but I do think it's going to be a hit scan. And this little bit right here, as well as this bit right here, I think is one connected kind of like sight. And if this was a real weapon, there would be a hole that goes from here all the way down to like here, with the barrel being lower, so that you're kind of like scoped in right above the barrel of the weapon. Now, I have the other thing I've seen a lot of people say is, oh, there's no scope. But, if you look at Widow's gun in its base state before she pops it up to use it as a sniper rifle, it doesn't have a clear, distinct scope. So I don't think it's something to be completely dismissed. Could potentially be more of like an arc weapon, though. I think that is maybe a possibility. And then, of course, there's just kind of this theme through her whole character design, top to bottom, which is her flowing braided red hair. And it kind of has this like weighted metal hair clamp at the end, basically. So it definitely is, there's no reason to make her hair that big without having some kit-related thing. So my first thought is obviously just using your hair as like a grapple. It's going to act, some way to a rope. So it may be sort of like Widow grapple meets Wrecking Ball grapple, right? So you're going to have some level of control over like a swing animation, but also maybe the ability to pull yourself at the same time at a high speed, like Widow grapple. And then the last thing that I didn't actually bring up in my original writing, but just something that kind of pops out to me is just these boots. For whatever reason, they really give me like Juno boot vibe. They just seem a little too big, if that makes sense. To the point where like they have to have another use. So somehow these are going to be like a movement passive through her boots, I think. And my idea kind of with like a swinging grapple or anything like that would maybe be like while grappled, you can slide on a surface. That would be a thought that I would have. And for the drone, my initial thought was it is not going to be a first-person view controlled drone. It's possible that it might work like a junk tire or like a Bastion alt where you're able to move around the map with it, but I feel like that's not super Overwatch. Like obviously CSGO, and I know there's some Valorant hero that has a similar ability. I don't really see that working in the fast-paced environment of Overwatch. Potentially could be part of the kit, but for it to be used commonly, I just don't see it happening. Because there's only so much information that you can gather in a timely manner to relay to your team, and then that information really is only valuable if you're in a team situation. So, my idea is that it's going to be a fly out and return type ability. She kind of has like this falconry thing on her arm. So call and release with like falconry is a big thing. So my idea is it's something you throw out, maybe around a corner or over a building, and it's going to try to ping and mark anybody that it can see. So it'll give you the ability to quickly see what's around a corner, which seems like it would go in line with having a hero that is going to be doing like jump shots of some kind. Because think about Widow with her ult. The best time to try to do like crazy jump shots is when you have walls. So I think it's going to be a similar idea to that. Man, I am out of breath. So I think it's going to be a similar idea to that. However, as I have been playing the April Fool's Underwatch, there is something else that kind of just came to me, which is in Alari's kit, she has the ability to now like shoot her pylon, and then after you shoot the pylon, it auto aims to anybody in its area. So I can also see there being some kind of synergy where you cast the bird out and then shoot the bird to, get that damage. Or maybe like if the bird pings something, then you can shoot it and it will shoot at that person if they're still in LOS. Not sure. So that is my first idea. I think she's going to be a like swinging aerial sniper that is going to play really heavily into jump shots and kind of just doing these really kind of crazy. I honestly feel like if Emery is a Halo character, I think this new DPS is going to feel like a Titanfall hero, like being able to maybe grapple a wall and then like slide along it or something. I can definitely see that being part of the hero's niche. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will be making another video on Wednesday, releasing it some later this week, after we've actually seen the hero, and we'll go over if I was right about anything, and also just kind of give my initial thoughts on the hero before we are able to play them the following week. So stick around for that, and I will see you all on the next time. Ciao!